Hello everybody, it is Poober here, and we're moving on into episode 22, where today I'm hoping we'll finally get purple and yellow science up and running, if not even build the rocket silo and some of those space platform components that will go into some future space exploration. Now, a little bit of a caveat here, I am beginning to lose my voice, I am recovering from a little bit of a cold, so as long as you guys don't mind, I don't mind, because the game must go on, and I'm excited to keep advancing. Just a quick recap, though, of the previous episode. The base is now fully defended with flamethrower turrets as well as laser turrets. It still has bot coverage, so it can be easily repaired and things supplied to the area that are needed. I also tapped into more oil, so we have another oil loading area over here. I even tapped into another one over here that is not yet accessible by train. Its sole purpose right now is just to supply the flamethrower turrets with additional crude oil. I did learn the hard way that there's this new pipe overextension problem that you can run into, so I learned that pumps come in far more handy than they used to. But let's move on into that purple and yellow science. So since I want to put it here, I think I should start by just extending my main bus a little bit, because we'll need some more room in which to pull materials from the belt lines here. And I am imagining we'll need to upgrade the green circuits as well, since the OG green circuit build here is just not going to do for all of the green circuits that we'll need for purple and yellow science. So I imagine once we get more green circuits, we may also need more smelters. So we can either add on more smelters over here and figure out how to spaghetti in the outputs, or maybe put in some more smelters just along the bus somewhere, down the line. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. First thing I want to do, though, is figure out what blueprints we'll be using. So let's open my book here, and let's start with purple. So I've got 3 different options. I'm leaning towards this blueprint since it seems a little bit cheaper. The downside is I don't remember what all of the inputs are, so we'll have to just figure that out as we build it. Let me get to the right blueprint here. Whoops, open my book again. And we'll figure out where we're going to plop this bad boy down. I'm thinking we'll want to keep it in more of a vertical orientation, since that's basically how I need to pull from the main bus and go upwards. So let's do something like this, maybe? Looks good to me. So I know we'll need a lot of stone, which I don't yet have on the main bus. I've actually recently tapped into the little stone patch over here, since I was running out in the original patch over here. So maybe what I can do is just branch off from this line, have it spaghetti through my oil build somehow, and then just go from top to bottom feeding into the rails. Steel, I imagine we'll just pull from the main bus. I'm also thinking we'll need to expand the steel build too, actually. In fact, it would be nice to upgrade the stone furnaces to at least the steel furnaces, if not the electric furnaces, but I fear that that might mean we need to upgrade our power as well, which I forgot to mention. So in order for me to move all the belts into this configuration, you'll remember that that meant there were steam engines originally here, so I had to move them to the west over here. So we could always expand on power as well. There's plenty of space just basically west of the train stacker, but maybe just extending it more west from where they already are would be a nice way to do it as well. But first things first. Let's plop down the yellow science build now. And what blueprint do I want to do with that one? Well, considering I don't yet have low density structures built, I'm kind of leaning towards this blueprint since it already has low density structures calculated into the factory equation. So let's go with this one. Let's change the book again. Grab that and plop it down somewhere. I like this blueprint better because at least on this one I did a much better job of labeling which belt lines required what materials, whereas in purple science, I forgot to do that. We don't need plastic, though, so that we could just ignore. I'm thinking something like that ought to do it. So let's start with that. Bots will fill it in. We'll extend the little RoboPort over here just so we have continued logistic coverage. Grab that guy. There we go. And we'll continue to underground through here so that the bus can continue on indefinitely. There we go. Now I'm just adding in some more power along the bus line. There we go. So now that guy will have power. Fill in that. Okay. So filling in the yellow science products will be much easier since they're labeled. So I figured let's start with the hard one, which is going to be the purple science. So I know I'm going to need stone coming in. Now, I'm guessing stone is going to need to be shared with this. Ooh, I don't know. Because everything we need, so the steel, I'm guessing maybe steel is this one because it continues on past the rail and into the furnaces, which also require steel. So this has to be steel is my guess. So let's imagine stone will come on this line here. So I will extend this upward and then we'll connect it with the stone line. And I might have to figure out where I'm going to spaghetti it through, because I think if I just branch it off at this point, that's a little bit too hard of spaghetti for me to deal with. So instead, we could just drop it straight down from above. Although then that's a wasted belt. Let's just bypass the oil refineries. Let's do that instead. Whoops. So we'll branch it off from here. I'll let the bots fill in the rest. And let's figure out where the other products come in from. So this line, where we have the yellow underground belts that belt braid, has got to be iron plate, I would imagine. So let's branch that off next. Okay, there's iron plate installed. Let's make sure that's the right recipe, which it is. There's already the stone ore coming in. I think we can get rid of that now. So there's the iron sticks on there. So the only other thing that the rails are needing is steel. So this has got to be steel and either red circuits or stone brick. Which one would it be? Let's see. So the full recipe for the electric furnaces is 10 steel, 10 stone brick, and then 5 advanced circuits. So since the steel and the stone brick are the same ratio, I'm imagining that's what's shared on this line. So the red circuits can come from this line, perhaps. So we'll split that off from here as well. There we go. So steel and what was the other thing? Steel and stone brick. So we need to join up, and this will come from the bottom instead of the top. Whoops. There we go. So we'll switch the direction there. That can end at that point. So steel, we'll figure out how to branch that off. And stone brick, we'll need all the way from the bottom. All right, I think this should work. Whoops. And now we'll join it like that, and then underground the rest of the way. Oh, doesn't quite fit. There we go. Now let's fix the main bus area. And actually that can go one over. There we go. Okay, looks like this side has everything that it needs. The only thing I'm wondering about is whether it should be red circuits joined up with the stone brick instead of the stone bricks and the steel, considering the steel needs to continue on for the rails, so we might need a full belt of this, but we'll just keep track of this, and if we notice that the steel's not making its way all the way to the rail assemblers at the top, then I can switch the belt input around. So the modules is going to be easy because I know that automatically takes red and green circuits, so I can pull that from the bus too. Let's see. Let me just kind of copy what I was doing here. Like that, I guess. Oh, no, let's bring that down one by one. Green circuits, we'll pull from there as well. Like that. In fact, I'll move this over one more. Underground that. And I should probably upgrade these belts to red. There we go. And then upwards. There we go for red and green circuits. Now, will that be the last thing it needs off the bus? I believe so. Now we can maybe put in a RoboPort nearby, like that. And these are slowly working. By the way, just update on the quality assembler that I have. So I do have, I think, just a little over 50 quality modules. I already installed some into this laser turret machine just to play with it. And I have a whopping 10 higher quality laser turrets. Now, I'm not sure if that is where I'm supposed to be prioritizing the quality modules. I'm not even sure that it's really that worth it, but whoops, where'd those go? But the thing to notice about them is that the higher quality laser turrets have a little bit higher range. So I did notice that, which is kind of cool. So we'll play around with the quality stuff later. Purple Science is officially now working. Now let's move on to the yellow science. So yellow will require more steel, whatever that one was supposed to be. Oh, we need coal as well. Oh, we also need blue circuits and, oh, did I pull? Oh, no, okay. So we need blue circuits. Let's start with blue circuits. And we'll continue with the red belt since that will move products a little bit quicker down the line. So this is where we're going to split off like this. I will just make it easy on myself. Just underground the rest of the main bus here. And easy path through now for the blue circuits. We only need half of the blue circuit line though, so let me suck up the rest. And then the rest of it will become the low density structures once they're output onto the belt. So all of these belts will need to be downgraded to the red belts instead of the blue that are in the blueprint. So I think I can do that by downgrading from this to this. Let's see if this works. Haha. It does. Hopefully I didn't screw anything up. I'm going to leave this little ghost in there for now just so I can keep track of what products are what. This was, I think, a plastic build that we didn't need, so we can just get rid of that. But we do still need steel on half of this line coming in. So let's pull steel next. All right, there's steel. Oops. Continue on like that. And let me start to connect up the power. I think that will connect up most things. There we go. And then the low density structures are also going to be missing plastic and copper. Where's the input for that? Okay, it's got to come from here, is my guess. So this wraps around there. And then where do the other ones get it? Oh, must be from this one? No, because that is the output. Oh, nope. I guess all 5 of the low density structure machines can actually access it from this line. So, okay, this has got to be copper and plastic. We'll join that up next. Copper, we'll pull from here somewhere. We'll move that down a tile and upwards, and there we go. For the copper and plastic. Good, it's working. I'm going to get rid of this now since we already know what the input is for the blue circuits, and the output will be the low density structures. Good. All 5 of these are working. All right, so the next bits of the components. We need batteries, a full lane of green circuits on that side and that side. So we definitely need to upgrade that because that will theoretically take up this whole line here. So if we don't get to a new green circuit built today, that might be the next time, but let's at least start pulling from the main bus and we can figure out where all of these lines are going to be going. Whoops, other way. We definitely want to upgrade this to a red belt. And I'll want to do that the whole bus through as well. All right, there's one. I'm going to connect it with this same down the line anyway, even though I know it theoretically can't support 2 full belts worth from the same line, but this is basically just a placeholder so I don't forget where the resources need to be coming from and for what lines. Oh, actually, I guess that didn't need to be a full belt. Huh. Instead, we could do that. So we only need half a belt for this guy. There we go. The other thing is iron plate for that line. These also need upgrade, it looks like. So unfortunately, it's right smack where I put my RoboPort. But that's okay. So iron will pull up, which means this now probably has to become a red underground belt, which it does. Same with this one here. We'll underground belt the plastic just to fit the iron through. There we go. And this also needs to only be half a belt. All right. So we'll get rid of that placeholder inserter. There's the iron plate. We need a full belt of steel coming in from this angle there. Let's delete these trees since I don't need them. They're taking up room. Carry on the bus a little bit more. And now we'll branch off the steel. Whoops, way too many power poles. Okay. So steel comes from where? Here. We'll pull off like that. Now go upwards. Underground. And join up like that. And then fix the main bus. All right, the last few things we need: batteries, more steel, and more iron. All right, batteries, easy, because it is just off of the top of the main bus here. We can go like that. Oh, wrong lane. Here we go. Glad I caught that before it got connected up. All right, there's the batteries. And shoot, this was steel, wasn't it? I think so. Yes, steel. I got rid of the inserter, it looks like. Okay, there's steel. And last thing, the iron plate, I think. And I think we just need half a belt line as well. So I'm going to put in that belt just so we don't get too much coming in here. Suck up the excess. Join it up. And, oh, last thing we need is actually the lube, which we can pull from here somewhere. So let's go to where the lube starts. And I'm wondering if I'll want a pump. Probably wouldn't hurt. So we'll put a pump there, connect up some underground pipe, and just carry on until we get there. We'll do one more pump for good measure. And fill in the rest of the pipe. Is everything going to start working now? No. Oh. Don't need that, obviously. What are we missing? Is this missing an inserter, maybe? Okay. There goes the gear wheels. We've got pipes getting produced. Now engines are coming. And the engines should pop out onto this half of the line here shared with the green circuits. The electric engines will pull from the green circuits and engines. And then the electric engines will output underneath the robot frames. Robot frames are meanwhile also going to be produced. They will also get the electric engines from here. And we have 2 lanes worth of the robot frames. And then those get spit out onto this shared line. Yellow science will pick that up along with the blue circuits and low density structures it already has access to, I think. Yeah. So hopefully any minute now we'll see this beginning to fully work. Before I forget, let's fix up the main bus. There we go. Everything made it to the end. Yes. Robot frames are slowly turning on. Yes, this one is working. Perfect. So that means we can now join up the purple and yellow science. So I might want to switch the orientation of the output. Actually, no, that's not even necessary. We'll just have the yellow science meet up with purple over here. Like that. All right, now they're joined up. Actually, one more down. There we go. Now they're joined up. We'll go underground that. And then now for the tricky part of spaghettiing my way through all of this mess over here to get to the labs. So I'm going to start at the labs and then work my way backwards. I might want to change the direction, actually, and have it come from the top, which shouldn't be a big deal, I don't think. So, like that. Give that power. Yep, that should work. And then since we're using red belt, we'll just stick with red belt from this point onwards. So we'll just go left to right. If I can get it from here to here, that'll be the hard part done. So, how do I want to do that? We can make room there like that. More room like that. Looks like belt braiding necessary. Okay, that solves that problem. Now, how do I get it through these chemical plants here? We might have to go... Oh, is this not getting water? Whoops. Okay, caught that. Let's see if we can squeeze it this way. This seems like the area of least resistance here. How far can it get through? I can switch the inserters maybe. And that means I can underground this portion of the iron and make just enough room. Perfect. We'll wiggle this around, and then I think we'll be in the clear. Wiggle this back around a little bit. Whew. Now we'll just go in a straight line like that, and it should join up with the rest of the labs, and then we'll recycle these and put them into the labs itself. The cool thing about this, now that we'll have purple and yellow science, is it means I can resume research again, because I have actually done all of the research I can thus far from red, blue, green, and military science. There's nothing else I can research apart from these things, which actually require tapping into uranium as well as the space platform. So I think the first things we'll want to research, ooh, I do love Logistics 3. That is high on the list. Can't hurt to start with that, so we'll do that. Worker robot speed, also a classic important one. Ooh, but here is the personal battery MK2. That will mean I have a lot better power production for my armor. And then we can play with it from there. So let's make sure it makes its way all the way to where it needs to go. I'll plop those in for now, and it's slowly coming. Not sure where all the yellow science is. It's a little lagging behind. I think purple was a little bit built up from the time it took for me to install the yellow blueprint. The robot frames are kind of taking their time as well. I'm really lacking the blue circuits, it looks like. How come? Are only half of these working? Oh, yeah, only half of these are working. Okay. So we need to combine, let's see, blue circuits here. Okay, we can do that. Let's make room here. And we'll split off blue circuits like that. And I think we'll need to underground some of these things. Whoops. There we go. Join up the blue circuits. Fix that. Now it is getting their blue circuits. So now this half is, oh shoot. Need to fix the side of the belt it's coming in on. We just need it to go on the right side of the belt. Shoot. So what we'll do is have it loop back on itself like this. All right, fix the belt there. Suck up the excess. Okay, there we go. That is fixed, I think. These are very, very slowly working, but looks like for the most part the machines are keeping up. We might need to check the math and add in some more low density structures or something like that on this belt. Wow, look at those robots coming in. Yay! Looks like it's official. We've done research with production science. So I think since we're already at like 30 plus minutes or so, we don't have quite enough time to do the rocket silo stuff I was hoping we were going to get to today, but that means we have it saved for next episode, so you already know what to expect. So thank you guys for joining me for purple and yellow science production, and I hope you'll join me for the rocket stuff next time.